What's the best NSFW tip you wish others knew?
Story 1.
The other day, after doing that, I was like, you gotta play with the outside more. When you put your fingers in too soon, it hurts. And he was like, we've been together for almost 14 years, and you're just telling me this now? Anyways, communication is important. But teasing on the outside is half the fun. Making it so she basically grabs your head and shoves your face on her, after she can't take it anymore. Absolute key. Rub inner thigh, moving closer by millimeters every few strokes. Slowly creeping closer until you just graze the outside. Then back off just a touch. And keep doing that while making out or kissing other body parts. Gotta put her into the will he or won't he mindset. Then gently glide over and back off. Exactly. Also brushing your lips over hers. And breathing on her as you make passes each time. Getting a bit closer, a bit closer, a bit more intense. Then changing tack and starting over. So she groans in a mixture of excitement and frustration. LOL. Who doesn't love teasing their loved one? In or out of the bedroom? 100% you gotta also lead in with the OL razzle dazzle. Gently exhale air to vibrate your lip. Get a good amount of RMPs going. Then follow up with the famous topsy-turvy spin wheel. When the sight of the spinning motor boat cyclone meets her gaze, she will be like a backed-up drain pipe ready to flood.
Story 2.
I dropped this tidbit on a post like this a while ago. But I'll drop it here too for the new people. That fluid absolutely had a smell. If you have a favorite sock or rag and you keep it by your bed and don't wash it, your room smells like that fluid. Sorry. You can't smell it because it's become part of the background smell of your room. But your mom, that cute girl, possibly your brothers, they can all smell it. They may not know what it is. Or they may. But they can absolutely smell it. Same if you use tissues, but let your trash can fill up with them. It has a smell, and the more frequently you make a deposit, the more valuable the nasal withdrawal. Toilet paper is a good option. You can flush it away and not have to worry about it. Just don't clog the toilet. Or if you insist on tissues and socks, empty your bin frequently, and get your socks on a daily rotation with the laundry. My mom must not have good smelling then. Back when I was 19 and still living at home. I was a lazy, gross mother effer. I had this white Honest t-shirt that I would bust in. Then toss it on the ground under my computer desk. And reuse it like 30 times before washing it. One day I was playing video games. And my mom came into my room and asked if I had anything that needed washed. Because she was doing a load of laundry. I said I dunno because I was too focused on my game instead of answering her. So she starts looking around for anything I'd tossed on the floor or whatever. Suddenly she asks, "What is this?" I look over, and she's holding up my that fluid shirt. I'm just sitting there like, and say a shirt. She says, "Yeah, but what's on it?" And she starts unscrambling my shirt. Like you can hear it flaking off dried semen and shit. Then she ducking smells it and asks again, "What is this? Is it lotion?" I'm just ducking in shock and mortified. And I can't say anything back except, "I don't know, Mom." She just won't ducking give up. And starts scratching at the shirt. You can hear her fingernails flaking off my baby batter. I finally just have to be like, just throw it in the ducking laundry, Jesus. It's not some scientific mystery you have to solve. To this day, 20 plus years later, I am still mortified about it. And still utterly confused on how she had no clue what that could possibly be. In a teenager's room, under the computer desk. Like, seriously.
Story 3.
If you aren't a good partner during the day, don't expect them to be a good partner at night. I'm not going to discuss how utterly awful my parents were and are. But my dad would complain to me about how my mom isn't having jacks with him. And he basically has to cheat. Spoiler, he did, and has done even worse. And I'm like, you're an abusive ducking basehole who makes life miserable. You call her fat. You call her worthless. Maybe that's why. Stop being awful. Also, my mom is no angel, she's awful too. Yes, they're still married. No, I have no idea how or why. Yes, they are both absolutely miserable. Your parents should never be telling you anything about their Jack's life at any time. That's awful right there. Oh yes, I am completely aware. That is not the worst or the least of things. It wasn't rare. It was regular. Tons of very awful boundary crossing and discussions happening against my childhood will. Not a fan at all. Currently live across the country with my family living our best life.
Story 4.
I work with a guy who is in the middle of blowing up his 5th marriage. I would like to tell him, you don't have to marry every girl you date. It's okay to just date. Also, I've shared an office space on and off with him for almost 20 years. It's not her fault, ever. He doesn't screw around. But he also doesn't pick up after himself. This is the most hilarious answer here. Just because it's such a contrast and it's so beautifully literal. Thank you. Picking up after oneself is something simple that can make one's undesirable qualities tolerable. That kind of stuff is a war of attrition from both sides. My uncle is a serial dater or long-term or marriage guy. He dives proper head first in every time. Luckily, he's with somebody now that is actually very good for him. But he had a long run of terrible partners move in with him and basically destroy his life. I had to have the conversation with him of, it's okay, to just be you for a while. I knew a guy who stuck around once after a one-night stand and ended up staying with the woman for 20 years. She was really cool and was a great match for him. But it seems like crazy odds.
Story 5.
Wash yo sticks. It's super easy. Nobody should walk away from a session with you complaining about your stench or smegma. And don't wash inside yo lady thing. Unless specified by a doctor. It's self-cleaning and too delicate for that. You're just going to mess everything up and get yeasty flaps. And everyone should piss after they duck. Clear out the pipes and prevent infection.
Story 6.
No matter how long you've been with your partner, always ask if there's new things or different things they want to try. Tastes change over time. There's something very simple and almost vanilla that my partner asked me to do for the first time recently, even though we've been together for 7 years. And I randomly did it one night and they almost immediately climaxed, which I enjoyed greatly.
Story 7.
Just one I had tonight. Respect yourself and your instincts first and foremost. If you got a gut feeling something is off, either call it out or remove yourself from the situation. It's always better to err on the side of caution. Never agree to a situation you can't walk away from easily either. You could get used and taken advantage of. Financially, emotionally, physically, and jacksually.
Story 8.
If you're not open about what you like, you'll never get what you need. Put your thumb in your palm and squeeze, it helps gag reflex. If a girl moves while you're eating her out, don't move with her. We're moving to get you to the right spot. Kinda related to the second one. If you're feeling that I'ma puke real soon feeling and your mouth is filling with all that saliva, spit it out if you don't want to puke. Swallow it if you do. Though 9 out of 10 times you probably should just let whatever wants to come out.